Hello, this is Tony from Blogging Diabetes, and today's post is something I want to talk to you about regarding depression. I've heard quite a bit about it recently and how it relates to diabetics. So it's something I wanted to talk about. I've been thinking about it a little bit lately and wanted to share my insights. And this is just, I guess, a disclaimer that if anybody suffers from depression, you may want to stop the video, because what I'm going to tell you is the way it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm just going to give you my thoughts. And if that's something that you feel you don't want to listen to, then please stop the video here. So going on, for me, I'm a glass half full type of person. I try to stay pretty positive and look at things differently than some people that may be more pessimistic. I'm definitely an optimist. So when it comes to diabetes, I'm always looking to improve. I'm not letting the numbers get me down. Just trying to do better and do my best, really. So with diabetes and depression, I can understand why diabetics tend to be more depressed than just your average person. Because if you think about diabetes, it's really a 24/7, 365 disease. Having a good number right now is a good number right now, but an hour from now it might not be a good number. So it's a constant reminder of something that needs to be worked on all the time. So that in itself, and thinking about that there's no cure for diabetes, that can be kind of depressing to know that it's something that you have to constantly think about when there's a lot of other things you could be thinking about at the same time. So there's the unknowns of what can happen to me down the road. If I don't take care of myself, those are all things that can lead to the depression. So then if you think about diabetes, let's say you're just the normal person and you're in good health, and let's say that you could see into the future and you'd live till about 80 years old. If you're a diabetic, type 1 or type 2, chances are you're not going to live to 80 years old, and that right there can be very depressing. A body of a diabetic isn't going to handle things the same way that a normal person would. And just the complications, somebody with diabetes isn't going to have perfect blood sugar control. And even somebody with excellent control, you still can't mimic the way the body normally produces insulin. So what it comes down to is, even if you have excellent control, I don't know the numbers, but let's say you'd only live till 75 or 79, when if you didn't have it, you'd live till about 80. So right there, kind of depressing. Now let's talk about the person that has poor control. Poor control, if you'd live till 80 under good conditions, no diabetes. Poor control, maybe 50, 55, 60, I don't know. But I can tell you it'll be a lot less than 80. So if you don't have good control, it can be very depressing. And I guess just what it comes down to is, having diabetes, you're not going to outlive the normal you. So thinking about all that, it does get depressing. So if you're one that likes to plan and think long term, it kind of weighs you down a little bit. So it's better, me, I try to stay here and now. What can I do that'll impact tomorrow, today? I try to focus on those things. And then also just the constant numbers. You're always thinking about diabetes when you're a diabetic. You got to think about what you're eating. When you test, you're thinking about the numbers. Is it high? Is it 400? Is it low? Is it 30? Am I shaking? I mean, all those things just kind of tend to break you down after a while. Now, I'm not saying everybody is depressed that's a diabetic, but I can just see how it could lead to more depression. So I guess just to end it, the way you can think about it is, if this is a race, being a diabetic, you're not going to come in first. And I think if you're true to yourself, you know that you're not going to win the race. So it comes down to how far from last place can you be, and doing your best. You're not going to come in first, but how far or how close to first can you come in? So that's it. That's depression, related to diabetes, and I hope it doesn't happen to you. This is Tony, Blogging Diabetes. Take care.